Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. We are on day 8, which is Monday. Hey, you made a decision over a week ago, and by making that decision, you've decided that that is something that you wanted to happen in your life. And it was because of that decision that you've embarked in this journey that we've been going on for 21 days. And so now we are on day 8. So yesterday, Sunday, hopefully you really worked on your self-talk, the things that you say to yourself that will make sure that you imprint those things in your mind so that you will continue to happen. But today's Monday, right? A whole new day. And Monday is usually that day where all things hit the fan, right? Where everybody needs you. Your attention is needed. And we need to start talking about focusing on what's urgent and what's important. Because this decision you made is super important. It's something that you've decided you have to do, whether it's reading a book, whether it's exercising, whether it's doing your time block, whatever it is that you've decided that you're going to concentrate on is super important. And when you get it done, it's going to change all things, right? It's going to make the biggest difference in your business. That's important. But somehow urgent tries to creep itself in. Two of the biggest things that end up being urgent that are not is one, that email. Just to give you some advice, is email is meant to be an information tool, not a communication tool. So if you have been utilizing it as how you communicate back and forth, and you have to answer your email every time one comes in because you're communicating, we need to reverse that. I worked with a tech company several years ago, and I realized that they were emailing for everything. The C-suite folks, the bosses would send an email. The distraction time from going to an email to getting back to what you were working on was about 10 to 15 minutes. Because you had to answer the email, figure out what the email was asking, go back to it, about 15 minutes. When you multiply that over a week in the amount of hours, imagine if you have 10 emails, just if it was just 10 emails a day at a 15-minute distraction, that's 150 minutes, right? Of distraction time that you don't get to work on what you're doing. Now you times that into hours, if that's 150 minutes, and that's 3 hours worth of time in your day that you're dealing with emails, which can't continue to happen if you're going to be doing the things that are important. We realized that we saved them by checking email 3 times a day instead of every time one came in, saved them about $350,000 every month of all the employees that were doing stuff. And so how important it is not urgent. Your email, if it is a communication tool, it's how you communicate, then you need to figure out a way to not to do it, and maybe figure out how to check your email just a couple times a day. So email is one of them. The other thing is just the distraction of your phone and how many times you answer it. And it is important. You will hear people like Steve Kiles that will say, answer your phone. But you got to figure out a way to make sure that you're answering your phone in a way, whether it's a voicemail or you're saying, hey, you know what, even if you're saying each time, I'll call you right back. One of the things that I have been able to do lately is, when it comes in on my iPhone, I can send a quick message and say, I'm on another line right now. I'll call you back right after. Let me know if there's something that you need. Is it urgent? So if you say that, and you can even save that as part of your message, if you save that as, is it urgent? Then they will respond most of the time, 8 out of 10 times, they will say, it's not urgent, get back to me when you can. If you can begin to do that, it will save you so much time of being on the phone and give you the opportunity to do the things that you need to do in order that the things that are important and not necessarily urgent. Now, obviously, if your wife calls or your kids call and they don't normally call you all the time, that's urgent. You need to take care of them. But there's so many things during our day that are not urgent, that doesn't need to be taken care of. You have to manage your time. One of the things, like the time blocking thing that I've noticed a lot of, is if you're doing that, you have certain times to return phone calls. And if that's your time, don't answer the phone during that time. So what I'm telling you, what I'm trying to explain to you is urgent and important are great items to do and to think about, but it's gonna take you doing something a little bit different to make sure that you understand that the important things are the things that go on your calendar, that are your priority, that you get done, because you have to be proactive about your day, not reactive. And as long as you're being reactive of emails and phone calls, and you can think of a whole bunch of other things, you end up losing. So you guys have an awesome, wonderful day today. We'll talk to you tomorrow.